Have you ever had faith in a person, a thing, or even a deity? Faith in someone or something can be a very powerful source of motivation in sticking with them, standing by them, and believing they will follow through on their potential. The same is true when crafting characters in a story. What a character chooses to have faith in shows us what they're made of, what they care about, and even what their relationships mean to them. All of which helps drive their arcs forward in a compelling way. Within the Star Wars prequel trilogy, there are 5 major plot points I've noticed that hinge upon the faith a character has in one or more other characters or institutions, and the results are not always what you might expect. So, let's see what we find when we take a closer look. In Episode 1, we meet Jedi Master Qui-Gon Jinn, whose mission to settle a trade dispute on the planet of Naboo quickly escalates into a mission to safely escort Queen Amidala to the capital so she can plead her case to the Senate. Their ship is damaged during the escape, and they're forced to land on Tatooine for repairs. Here, Qui-Gon comes across a gifted young boy. So gifted, in fact, he believes him to be a vergence in the Force. Qui-Gon sees this young Anakin Skywalker as the fulfillment of a prophecy which foretells the restoration of balance to the Force. So impressed by all he's seen and learned of Anakin, Qui-Gon soon develops an unwavering conviction in Anakin as the Chosen One, and along with that, an unwavering faith that he will someday fulfill this prophecy. And it is this faith that galvanizes Qui-Gon to work so hard to free Anakin from slavery and get him into Jedi training. Conjoin this with Obi-Wan's promise to train Anakin, and we have a nice nexus point of the promises and the faiths in the prequel trilogy, all of which give us the first crucial story point of the saga, Anakin being freed and inducted into the Jedi Order. After training Anakin for 10 years, Obi-Wan is aware that his Padawan is not exactly making the grade when it comes to the Jedi practice of non-attachment, and that he is also succumbing to certain dangerous flaws, like arrogance, due to his exceptional skills. But by the simple fact of Anakin being a Jedi, and potentially the Chosen One at that, the Council has a sort of default faith in Anakin to soon choose the right path as he grows out of his adolescent phase, and to someday do whatever it is he's supposed to do to restore balance to the Force. It seems they think this is just a foregone conclusion. And though this faith can be seen as a virtue, it's also a bit of a vice. A sort of blind faith that permissively allows for Anakin's continued play with the volatile concoction of attachments and special powers. Some leaders within the Republic acknowledge the Senate may be powerless to resolve the separatist crisis, but they still have hope for an eventual resolution. And this all rests on their faith in democracy and diplomacy. Just as it's been done for 1,000 years, they're relying on negotiations to soon restore peace and stability. This too can be seen as a noble cause, and normally a good thing to have faith in. But like the Jedi's faith in Anakin, it's allowing for the continual spread of corruption within the Senate, and it's prolonging the decision to put together a regular army of their own for the Republic, whether for good or for bad. So, when the news of the clone army arrives, along with the intel on the size of the Separatist army, the Republic realizes they desperately need this mysterious army now. And Chancellor Palpatine is promptly given the political powers to utilize the clone army, which is when he enlists the Jedi as their generals. Padme and Anakin developed a bond of friendship during their time together as kids. Padme knows Anakin is a good person. She's witnessed for herself his immense capacity for caring for others. Later, as young adults in Episode 2, they grow closer together while Anakin is assigned to protect her. And it is during this time that Anakin's life takes a sudden, tragic turn. In learning that his mother was kidnapped by a group of violent nomads, he goes to search for her. However, he's too late to rescue her. And in the wake of his mother's heartbreaking death, Anakin commits an atrocious act of revenge on the entire camp of Tusken Raiders who tortured her. Anakin tells Padme everything that happened. And how does she respond? The same way she always has. She responds compassionately, not with condemnation. She provides him with comfort and support on a human level. In his time of crisis and grief, she is there as a pillar of unconditional love, like a good friend should be. She knows what he's done and why, and that he's developing far-fetched ambitions of power. And though she's stunned and of course not okay with what he did, she still has faith in him as a good person to overcome these enormous struggles, and to focus on compassion and benevolence.
Take heart, little one.
And to only using his powers for the good of the galaxy from this point on, as both a good person and as a Jedi. Because although he committed an atrocity, he still hasn't thrown away that potential. She believes that underneath all of this current turmoil, he ultimately still has a good heart. Her faith is the bedrock Anakin needs. But the question is, can he deliver? Padme 100% believes he can. Like Qui-Gon before her and Luke after her, she has faith in him to be the best he can be. Which, again, is a commendable thing, right? Ideally, yes. And as we are starting to see, faith can be a precarious thing. Padme believes Anakin's good nature is worth nurturing, and her commitment to never give up on him is the glue that keeps them together and inspires Anakin to usually do the right thing. Unfortunately, though, he's still avoiding his fears and traumas, and everyone is playing into Palpatine's trap.
And I know I shouldn't.
As the galaxy suddenly finds itself embroiled in a tumultuous civil war, the Jedi find themselves serving the Republic as generals in the Grand Army of the Republic. And though the Jedi know the clone army was created under strange and mysterious circumstances, through their years of service alongside the clones in battle, saving each other's lives many times, they have forged a faith in them as valiant men, loyal to the Republic, dedicated to working together with them to soon restore peace and order in the galaxy, which allows for the Jedi and the clones to be continuously yoked together in combat service. But, like everyone else, playing into Palpatine's trap.
We've all got meanness in us. But we've got goodness, too. And the only thing worth living for is the good.
So, what do you think of these faiths and their effects on the story? Can faith come with blind spots? Thanks for watching and share your thoughts.